It's Monday and we're off to a big week. It is a big week here in Boston. But welcome to Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. This is Saucy and Friends in the morning. Wrong, Miss Tony and me, your girl, Miss Hot Sizzling Sauce. Every Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, we are in this building giving you guys the news. We're giving you entertainment.
I came to the city of Boston. That's where I started my life.
Yeah.
And it means a lot to me. Obviously, being new to the city, being new to the country, a lot of neighbors and community members, teachers, they sort of, supported me along the way. And gave me opportunities and mentorship, and I'm trying to give back to the community that gave me so much. So District 7 means a lot to me.
That's awesome.
It's District 7. I was just reading, you are the eldest of 10 kids.
Yes, ma'am.
What's that like?
A lot of responsibility. A lot.
Second dad, right?
Yes.
Exactly. And, growing up in the city of Boston, we lived in 4 different Boston public housing throughout the city, and I only had one working parent in the household.
Okay.
And I started working at the age of 13, selling newspapers.
Yeah.
To support my family. So it's a lot of responsibility, but it teaches you to be responsible, resilient, and also to step up to the plate and be resourceful.
So, and I asked that because as the oldest of 10, there's management that goes into that. There is responsibility. There is conscious of others and stuff. Has that been a good, experience experience for you to now run for D7, where now you're going to be in charge of hearing the needs and the voices of everybody in that district, and now you have to be the rep, you have to be the big brother to everybody.
Absolutely. So just like you said, obviously I have brothers and sisters, and everybody has a different personality. So you have to learn to deal with them differently. Everybody's special in their own way. And my parents trusted me at an early age that I'll pick them up from school on time, that I'll put them to sleep on time. That I would consult them if they're having any issues. So yes, that's definitely going to translate for me to be an effective city council member for District 7, because at an early age I learned these skills of managing, sort of being like the unofficial emotional support for my siblings.
The family manager.
Exactly. Absolutely. So, and District 7 is large. According to the last data that we looked at, I think there are about 73,000 registered voters.
Wow. 73,000.
Yes, ma'am.
But that's so crazy because we have 73,000 registered voters, and that's not what we see in voter turnout.
Absolutely. That's the sad reality. And then we've been on the doors a lot. So far, we made contact with about, I think, 15,000 voters.
Wow.
And, a lot of people in District 7, sort of feel like they're being played over the years. Their votes are being taken for granted, and nothing happens for District 7, and they're always like at the bottom of the
feed pool.
Exactly.
Wasn't
So
there redistricting for District 7? Wasn't there some redistricting like last year?
Maybe 2 years ago?
Was it
Five.
2
I
years
think
ago?
it might have been 5.
Was it that long?
I think it was District 5. No, not 5 years. District 5. I think they were something. I don't quite remember, but
Yes. So the thing is, yes, we do have a lot of registered voters, but people are sort of like tuning out. But we need to, I keep encouraging everyone, when I'm at the doors, please, you have to vote. Not just vote for me, but in general, you have to vote.
Why do you feel that people are tuning out?
Because, District 7.
On purpose or a distraction, or the current administration, why do you think?
So the thing is, District 7 geographically is in the center of the city of Boston, right? But it's the people, it's diversity that make it special. However, look at Nubian Square right now. All the black and brown businesses are displaced. The 2 Walgreens that we had, both are shuttered. We don't have access to any pharmacy that's very close to us. A lot of
three Walgreens districts. Oh no, the Eggleston one is still there. Okay, right.
2. I think there's another one, but I think that's on the other side of South End. That might be District 3, I believe.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not.
No, I was thinking the 3 that were in District 7. So Eggleston, Dudley, and and Warren Street would have all been in District 7, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So now we only have one.
Which one? No, that Walgreens. No, that's not District 7.
Oh.
No, Eggleston.
Oh, it's
Yes,
not.
That's I think that's the board of District 6.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you. Okay.
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the thing is, the people are sort of discouraged to vote anymore.
Yeah.
Because they feel like nothing happens in District 7. For example, yesterday I was knocking doors, and I talked to a young lady that lived right next to a park.
Yeah.
And she said, Saeed, look at this space. It's outdated. The grass is not, cut properly. We have a lot of trash.
I see that
But
all
if
the
you go to the Back Bay area
Yeah.
of Boston, it's clean, it's beautiful. So people have every reason to, be frustrated.
Yeah.
However, we cannot give up on voting.
Yes.
That is our right.
Yep.
And the only way for us to make a difference is to be at the polls and to elect the right people.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. On this this that you have, the door flyer, it says, "I believe in collaborative governance over top-down politics." Can we get into that? Can you explain what that means?
Absolutely. So I always tell people, I don't have the answers, right? I did work in nonprofit.
Yeah.
I did work in the tech space. I know the importance of, skills for higher wages. However, the residents are the folks that have the answers because they live this struggle. They are from this, district, and they know what's good for them, right? And so instead of, me saying I have the answers,
Yeah.
or instead of me sort of telling people that we have the answer, when I say we, is obviously I would have to work with our city council colleague, to put forth laws, but we have to consult with the community.
Yeah.
It has to be an open dialogue, right?
Absolutely.
We cannot force people on laws or certain things that they have to follow.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that have the answer. So it's sort of like a collaborative effort. It's a partnership, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yes.
You are going to be in charge. Well, I'm not sure how it should be. Mass and Cast is probably one of the biggest topics that anybody has, especially for D7 and especially for any city councilor at large. Is there a plan in place right now to figure that out, or do you know, or have you been working or talking to people who have a good plan and some type of strategy around it?
So I don't live far from Mass and Cast, so I know, and my kids actually go to BMC. Their doctors there.
Yeah.
And I see the crisis that's been happening for years.
Yeah.
And it has gotten worse, right? So what we have is a public health crisis, and we also have a public safety issue.
Yes,
definitely.
absolutely.
A lot of the residents in the South End that we speak to, they're very concerned in terms of public safety, because the issue is you have a lady told me that her kids can't even play in her backyard because it's needles,
Yeah.
people doing drug activity,
Human excrements.
Yeah,
all kinds of
exactly.
things.
Yeah.
I kid you not. I knocked someone's door. Right before I knocked the door, and the lady opened the door, there was human feces right in front of her door.
Good Lord.
Yes, she comes out very frustrated. She says, Saeed, this is what we have to deal with every single day, right?
Every day.
If the quality of life in the South End in District 7 is going to be disturbed, and it's going to become an issue, a nuisance for the neighbors, we can't have that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, we can't have that. So we have to work with our law enforcement. We have to work with our nonprofits. We have to work with our businesses and residents to find a solution. One of the biggest issues that I see in that area is a disconnected representation, because the thing is, you have District 7, you have District 2, and you have District 3.
Oh.
So
Those are all.
in the South End.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Absolutely, yes. So we have to work with our other district counselors to find a comprehensive plan. In terms of the public health crisis, the issue is that, you have a lot of folks that are suffering with mental health and substance abuse, right? And no one was born and say one day, I'm going to do bad things, I'm going to do drugs.
Yeah.
Something happened along the line in their lives that they had to turn to, drugs, etc. These are someone's father, uncle, cousin or brother. So we have to find the resources for them. And the biggest issue that I see right now when it comes to mental health services in District 7 is that we have to look for services. Why do we have to go look for services? The services should be in our neighborhoods.
Where are they?
The services should be in District 7, right? Okay. And we have to also work with our neighboring towns and cities because some of these folks are not from District 7 or the city of Boston. Yep. They come from other areas in Massachusetts or maybe surrounding towns. So we have to work with them to find a solution and say, hey, listen, we're getting flooded with mass and CAS. How can we work together to make sure that we tackle this public health and public safety crisis?
And I'm glad that you said that because I often hear people with, what I plan, but that collaborative piece, and I think the collaboration also needs to go a little higher up between, city, state, and probably even region of where we are right now, because it's not just our crisis. Stats are saying that 60% of the people on mass and CAS are not even from Boston. So how do we figure out and how do we divide up the responsibility, because we can't take it all for ourselves? What other platforms are you running on that you find, if you have maybe 5 on here, what are your top 2?
So obviously every door that we knocked, every contact that we have made, the biggest issue is affordability, affordable housing.
Yes.
And, I tell people all the time, I applaud all the other candidates that are running for District 7. However, I don't think anyone understands better when it comes to affordable housing because we lived in 4 of them.
Wow.
Being the oldest of 10, we couldn't find affordable housing that was big enough for us.
I know.
Yes. Imagine.
And one income.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Imagine how many other families are going through similar instances, right? I have friends that I grew up with in Roxbury that actually moved out because it was becoming very expensive. The past 30 years, what has increased in the city of Boston? The cost of living.
Yes, the little price.
And what has not increased is our paychecks.
Yes.
Yes. So how can you expect someone to make $17 or even $22, $23 an hour to be able to afford a studio here in Boston? So it's obvious we need to build more affordable housing.
And
that's
increase wages.
Yeah.
Secondly, we need to look at the area medium income.
Yes.
Because obviously, if you live in Roxbury and very close to the South End, folks in the South End don't make the same amount of money as folks in Roxbury. So we cannot have the HUD inflated AMI. Put together for the South End, Fenway, Back Bay, and Roxbury.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing is if you're building, let's say, a 50-unit, development.
2% cannot go to just affordable.
Exactly. That is very, very low. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, that is very low.
There's a building that's getting put up in Mattapan that has absolutely no affordable housing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can't have that, obviously.
We can't.
Right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, as a city, we need to do a better job to work with these developers. Because obviously developers, they're putting a lot of resources.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-development, right? But we have to develop responsibility. I know you're...
Yes.
You're like putting resources, money, and manpower, but you have to find a common ground to say, listen, we'll work with you. However, we can't have maybe 5 units to be affordable housing when you're building 50 units, right? The other thing I'm very passionate about is mental health services. I have a family member that's been battling this for a very long time, and we can't put a Band-Aid on an issue that is very important. So we need to bring these practitioners to our neighborhoods to make sure that the services come to us. And we need to have these services also in our Boston Public Schools. Because a lot of students, they're suffering in silence, right? A lot of single parent homes are also suffering in silence because they have to provide for their kids, but at the same time, they're not getting the mental health services that they deserve. And some of them are sort of overwhelmed. And, you kind of feel like this ocean is sucking you in.
Sucking you in, you're drowning.
Absolutely. Growing up in the city of Boston, I lost friends to gun violence and substance abuse. One of the spaces that I found refuge and solace is our community spaces, community centers, parks, and playgrounds. If you go around District 7, our parks are outdated. Our community centers are outdated. So we need the funding. We need the money to make sure that our neighborhoods are beautified and our kids can go outside and forget about their trauma and have fun and play with their friends.
I think those two top points really coincide with each other too. Affordability, mental health. When you ain't got no money, your mental just starts to really decline because all you're thinking about is how do I make more money and literally negating everything else that's happening around you. So I like those two priorities because I think that they're literally like the top priorities here in Boston. Affordability, mental health. Yes. Everybody's losing it. Saeed, what are you looking for as we kind of come to the close? What do you want people to know about you personally, other than, campaign points and stuff? What do you want people to know to really kind of give you the chance that you deserve?
Thank you. Thank you very much, by the way. I just want to add the last piece that I want to mention, something I'm very passionate about. And I've been working with a lot of our youth. The thing is, a lot of our youth are discouraged. The reason being is, let's say you graduate high school. College might be too expensive for you, or you don't want to go to college. So what is next? You get a job that pays you $17 to $22 an hour. You're stuck at that job for like 5-10 years. You're going to get discouraged. And some of them to the point where they might be influenced that by people they grew up with to sell drugs or do bad activities because they're making more money, right? The correlation here, the statistic here. By the way, I worked in the tech field for about 20 years, so I'm very big on numbers. Crime and youth unemployment, youth unemployment and mental health are also connected.
All the same.
Yes. So our kids need skills for higher wages. And those skills in today's day and age are in the technology sector, also in the vocational skills, right? You don't need to go to college. You can go to 6 months boot camp, learn how to code, and make 6 figures from your bedroom. So we definitely need to empower, inspire our kids that, there are opportunities out there to make 6 figures.
Outside of college.
Exactly. People will tell you who Saeed is. All my life, I have been very kind to people, very kind. I'm very aware that I'm a black man that grew up in the struggle in the city of Boston. However, while I was struggling, I reached out for help. So black men, for example, Coach Dennis Wilson from Madison Park, Mr. John Jackson from the Tobin Community Center, they looked after me. They supported me. They said, Saeed, it's okay. And you're going through a phase. You lost friends. Keep working hard and never give up. For me, District 7 means a lot because I came here having nothing. A lot of people ask me, Saeed, why do you wear this orange shirt?
I was saving that for the end. But
everything else is orange too.
Yes, ma'am. The first shirt I ever received in the city of Boston and in Roxbury happened to be the color orange. And being resettled by Catholic charities in the city of Boston, having nothing, that shirt meant a lot for me. So I wear it with pride. All the teachers, all the counselors, all the neighbors, all the community leaders that believed in me. Because 30 years ago, if you would have told me I'll be sitting here advocating for District 7, I would have never believed it. I'm a fighter. I come with an independent voice. I am not very easily influenced to go with the herd. If I get the opportunity to serve the people of District 7, I will serve them with their collective voices. And I'm hoping that people will give me the opportunity, to fight for them and to work alongside them.
And tomorrow you are number 1 on the ballot.
Yes, ma'am.
Number one on the ballot.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to get off, but in this race, in District 7, there are 2 Saeeds. How have you guys been able to really separate? I mean, because we know that people go by name recognition. They don't really do a lot of deep thinking. They'll hear one name, assume it's the other. How have you guys been able to kind of separate that?
So,
because I do want to make sure that people know that on the ballot, you're talking to Saeed right now. On the ballot, you will see two. So I want you guys to know that this Saeed Abdikarim was in here. He's the orange one. So
yes.
And he's number one.
And he's number one. Yeah.
So the thing is, the good news, I'm number one on the ballot.
Okay. Yeah. So.
And we're very humble that we are number one.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, my last name is Abdi Kareem.
Okay.
So on the ballot, I have my middle name as well.
Okay.
Also, growing up, I was known as the kid with the long name. So
Yeah.
it's Saeed
Yeah.
Abdi Rahman Abdi Kareem.
Okay, so it's a long. Okay, good.
It's a very long name.
Yeah.
So you would notice.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yes.
I do want to make sure that
Yes.
we have that clear because,
Yes.
a lot of people don't necessarily listen to what other people say. They'll hear it. They'll go in there. They'll be like, oh, I recognize this name. I'm going to write it. So please be understanding that Saeed is the number one on the ballot. He has the long name so that you don't get mixed up in there. And we want everybody to be clear and focused when you go make
Vote.
when you go vote.
Yes.
When you go vote. How can we find you? Last question. How can we find you? How can people support you? Where do we go to find out more information about you?
Thank you. So my website is voteabdikareem.com and my social handles is Orange Man. Yes, for all of them. Yes, Orange Shirt Man.
Orange Shirt Man.
Yes, man.
Nice.
Orange shirt man. Again, and we put all that information into the comment section. We'll also be posting little clips from these interviews on our social medias and tagging them. So go follow the people. Make sure you ask them questions, reach out to them, email them, all the things. You got one day right now. Good luck to you that you make it through and that we see you again, number one on the ballot, and in November. So people, the work here has not stopped. It is just turning up right now. Tomorrow is the day, September 9th. What time do polls open?
7 a.m.
7 a.m. and they close at?
8 p.m.
You guys have all day to go and vote tomorrow.
Please
We want a
13
high
hours.
voter turnout tomorrow. That's what we're
And
pushing
you can
for.
tell your job you're going on break for an hour. You got an
You
hour.
get 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah.
To and fro.
Yeah.
With that said, people, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. Saeed Abdikarim, thank you so much. Boston City Council District 7. Tomorrow we are voting. He is number one on the ballot. Make sure that you guys get out there. Saeed, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for
Appreciate it.
coming
Thank
in.
you. Thank you.
Spark FM Online, we're taking a quick break and we'll be right back. We'll be speaking to Mr. Frank Baker for City Councilor at Large. Spark FM Online, Saucy and Friends in the Morning.
You are now listening to Spark FM.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Hi, it's Mayor Michelle Wu. Together, we're working to make Boston a home for everyone. Boston has become the safest major city in America. We've built more affordable housing and helped more families become first-time homeowners than ever before. We've invested in our schools, expanding paid youth summer jobs, early college and career, and boosting free universal pre-K, early education, and childcare. I'm asking for your vote on September 9th.
Vote to re-elect Mayor Wu on Tuesday, September 9th. Paid for by the Wu Committee. MichelleForBoston.com.
Hi everyone, everyone. Ruti Louisiane here, President of the Boston City Council and at-large City Councilor. I'm humbly asking for your vote during the preliminary election on Tuesday, September 9th, and then again at the general election on Tuesday, November 4th. As President of the Council, I've been focused on making housing more affordable, both for our renters and our homeowners, to make opportunities available for all. We've also been working to expand contracting so that more of our Black and brown businesses and our small businesses can get some of the big contracts that we have here in the city of Boston. I'm Ruti Louisiane, daughter of this city, born and raised in Mattapan and Hyde Park, BPS kid, lawyer, and I'm humbly asking for your vote so I can continue to do the work of the people of the city. Thank you.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Looking for a meaningful way to engage with your community and make a difference? Volunteer with the Massachusetts Senior Medicare Patrol Program and help prevent Medicare fraud. Visit masmp.org. This project is supported by a grant from the U.S. Administration for Community Living.
Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the Avenue, where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibe. My name is Gary Banton alongside my co-host Big Trini, right here in SparkFMOnline.com, the number one place for soca, hip-hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. It's The Avenue.
Spark FM.
I know you nasty. She be touching on her own body.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna show me the way.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at SparkFMOnline.com. Turn us up.
Daddy no learn, take me loving and breathe.
Spark FM.
Spark FM, check baby, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are in the building. This is Saucy and Friends in the morning, and we are doing a
I won't need them.
Nope. We're doing a rapid interview series for today. We're trying to get in everybody that we can to make sure that the community fully understands who will be on your ballot tomorrow, September 9th. Tomorrow, and we're going to stress that all throughout today, throughout every programming today and tomorrow, because the polls open at 7, they close at 8 o'clock. We want you guys to take all the time you need to go out there and make an informed decision. Right now, we are sitting down with Frank Baker. And I know a lot of you guys know his name. You probably maybe seen him and maybe meet him. But he's in here today, and he wants to talk to you guys about At Large. Yeah. Welcome to Spark FM, Mr. Baker. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me today.
Good. So tell us who you are and what we always start with the very basics. What is City Councilor at Large?
Yes. Okay, I'm Frank Baker, born in Dorchester. I'm the 12th of 13. My parents are from
12th here. 12th of 13?
Yeah. Wow. So I've been a part of dysfunctional 13-member bodies my whole life.
You were born ready.
Yeah. Yeah. So we work hard in the neighborhood. Business owners. Husband, uncle, all that stuff that comes with living in Dorchester. Been involved in politics my whole life. So at large is to represent the entire city. I was a District 3 city councilor where I represented part of Dorchester, a small piece of Lower Roxbury, and a little bit of the South End, the part of South End that has Mass and Cass and the hospitals and all that situation that's happening down there. So as a district city council, you represent 75,000 people.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking to represent the whole city, 750,000 people. So with that becomes a bigger voice, more, and the job is different. Like if, as a district city council, you're involved in, those neighborhood beefs. So you're with me, you're against me, that sort of thing. My thought is me coming back onto the city council as an at-large, I'm looking to play sort of a role as an elder statesman and say, hey, this is what I found worked for me, and try and help some of the people on there, those district city councilors, because I think my district went from no investment to investment in some good restaurants, some good businesses. I was involved in the initial liquor licenses that came into Dorchester, and quite frankly, my district got, I think we had 15 of them to start with. My district got most of them because I was ready, I was prepared, relationships with business owners, people that wanted to come to Dorchester and and open up restaurants. And I said, yeah, we can do this if you invest in the community. So
this is not, like you said, this is not your first rodeo in politics. Why did you come? Why'd you take a break? And then why'd you come back?
Okay, so I took a break because COVID hit me hard. I literally I was literally sick and tired. I was sick. I was sick in my head. I was sick in my
your body.
Yeah. I got hit with long-term effects of COVID,
Lord.
And had some really difficult, without getting into it, some really difficult situations. And a city council is not a role that you can go to the boss and say, hey, I need 6 months off, and I'll be back. Because you represent neighborhoods, you represent people that need you, and being a mature and adult, I didn't want to. I mean, I could have half-stepped the job and got elected and everything, but that it wouldn't have been fair to the 75,000 people that I was working for. So I stepped out when the day that I could announce the day that you were could pull papers, I announced that I wasn't running to give the district time to find someone else new that might be able to represent the district, and I needed just that time off, and I went and did some of my own things, a little bit of consulting. My family has businesses. We do real estate. We have a corner market that's pretty cool, and we're now building some restaurants and things like that. Wow. So.
Who's District 3 right now?
John Fitzgerald.
Oh, okay. I know him. So for this, it's really it's 4 seats.
Yep.
For at large.
Yeah.
So already your pool is a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
There are some heavy contenders on there too.
Yeah.
How are you going
How many people are running?
There's 10 people running, so the primary tomorrow will bring that down to 8, and then the final 4 get the 4 spots, and there are 4 incumbents now.
How do you feel about that? Like you're coming back in, city councilor at large.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your chances about getting there? You have a big voice. You have a big name, and people know you.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about getting about this race?
It's name recognition.
Yeah.
And I also have a body of work, and I think it's a good body of work. I feel I didn't enter this with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
I did had a lot of conversations, talked with a lot of people, and I want to talk about Boston on the city council. I want to stop talking about all the noise that's going on. I want to talk about Boston. AI is coming at us like a freight train.
Yeah.
We're not talking about our young people.
Not just AI.
What are we doing for the young people? How are we training them? I want to bring some real training back into BPS. I work with People's Academy. I set up, which is a job training program. I set up the Bioversity at the Globe, which trains young people. Not just young people.
Yeah.
You can be my age if you want a change of scenery.
Young people.
Well, I'm not that young, but I appreciate that. To train them into future jobs. We need to start really talking about Boston and what's going on. And I think a very important role. You talked about a big voice, and I do have a big voice, and I'm gonna use that to advocate for every citizen in Boston. But the voice needs to be independent. And that independence doesn't mean I'm going into fight with anybody. Like if you have good ideas, I want to help you, I want to support you, and I want to work you. But if you're talking ragtime, then I'm not gonna be.
One thing about you is just from even hearing you, you sound Boston.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're
Born
like,
and grow. Yeah.
Literally, like that is what people think about Boston, and that's what we hear and stuff. That also serves as a big role too, as being a representative on city council at large, because we want, regardless of what it is, we want Boston to reflect the people that are here, that are born and raised here. What are you have a lot of priorities or a lot of things that you are campaigning around. What are your top 2 priorities?
Well, I would say, can I give you 3?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I would say job training, recovery, what's going on in Mass and Cass is in every neighborhood right now. But also that voice, that constituent service type voice. Being a district city councilor, your phone is constantly ringing. And it's people that are calling, and they're not calling with sexy issues. They're calling, can you help my son do this? Can you get me home heating oil in the winter?
Yeah.
Can you help me get a job? Can you write a letter for this? And there's some haters out there. They call me conservative or whatever, like that's a bad word. I consider myself a moderate.
Okay,
if you want to talk the virtues, like the virtues are what we base our life on, and one of the big virtues is moderation.
Yes.
Moderation in life. You can't go out and drink every day and expect to have a decent life. It's
balance.
moderation.
Yeah.
So a moderate shouldn't be a bad word, and again, it's like we're stuck in this. I'm progressive. You're
Conservative,
you're conservative, and it's like, oh my God,
It's
let's stop with the name calling.
Yeah.
Let's start talking about City of Boston issues, because the reality is, in the city, municipal government, it's about the operations of the City of Boston. What those departments are doing. Do you have a little league field where the grass is too high? Do you have potholes all up and down your street? What's going on with the bike lanes? What's going on with the schools? That's what it's about. It's much less about progressive and conservative than the operations of the City of Boston. Are our bills being paid? Are our people being taken care of?
Affordability housing.
Yeah.
Big thing here. We were just talking about that with Saeed. Like aside from housing, affordability general in Boston is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
We are up there in the top 3 of everything expensive.
The rest of the world discovered us.
How do we get around this? Like, what is our plan here?
Well, I mean, I think there's a whole lot of things that you need to do. When a previous administration was in, we worked on a plan, and I was part of it. It was called the NHI, the Neighborhood Housing Initiative, where the city took its assets being money and the empty lots that are around, and we would bundle them and go to small developers, local developers that have skin in the game, and say, okay, here's 10 parcels. On this parcel, we want a 3-deck, or on this. So the city they delivered those parcels with exactly what the city wanted on there.
Yes.
So then, the small developer had to have some skin in the game, and then the city now delivered those as home ownership units. There's some like Capon Street up in Mattapan. I think it's Mattapan, or it's on the border.
Yeah.
Like different streets were built out like that of abandoned properties. Havelock and Baird over here, there's a couple abandoned properties over there. There's a city lot. So the city needs to use their resources and say, okay, we want a building on this site. Here's the building. Here's your permits. But now you have to execute on it as a small developer. Now that's also an opportunity to go into the neighborhoods and see who the small developers are that can do that and keep the work in our neighborhoods, in our communities. We could talk to our banks, the small banks that legitimately want to work with us and help us come up with new products, come up with real, solutions. Like, is it a longer term mortgage? Because home ownership isn't about that last number. It cost me $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. It's how do we get that monthly bill to some place where it feels more like rent and less like a burden, those sorts of things. And I just think that the city can spend and use their resources more wisely, and I'll be a voice in there to say, well, hold on a second, why don't we do it like this instead of like that?
I think it's important to have people like that have strong voices and have strong convictions as to what worked before.
Yeah.
What can still work, and how can we do that in a way that we're still, meeting the standards of the now modern person.
Yeah. Just one more thing. We have a lot of developers out there that call themselves non-profit developers.
What's that mean?
You tell me. I don't know. Like, why are you developing if you're a non-profit? That tells me if the city's giving you our assets, you're using those assets to pay your board first. Where I mean, some of these non-profits, it's $700-800 per square foot to buy. So if you're 1,000 square foot apartment, that's $600,000-800,000 for an apartment to just build. Jeez. That's unsustainable. If you do the model where we're going into and figuring out those small developers that have skin in the game and can efficiently buy it, and they also have to, when you have that skin in the game, you need to perform. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna, we're running over budget and go to the city or go to someplace else for some more money. It's like, no, you need to perform and get that out there more quickly. So sometimes when I hear non-profit builder, that kind of scares
red flags
me.
A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit of a
pink
red
flag.
Pink, whatever kind of flag you wanted, it's up.
Mass and Cass,
yeah. So, so Mass and Cass, and not to go too much into it, but so when Long Island Bridge failed.
Yes.
I was a district city council, so I had Long Island was my district, and the area of Mass and Cass was also my district.
Interesting,
So those 700 people that got taken out of, I thought it was a little willy-nilly the way they did it. Like, you got to go now. Really? We could take 5 people at a time in a van. The bridge isn't going to collapse.
Right.
But anyways, we took them all. We stuffed them in the South End. We lost South End Fitness Center, which was at Northampton Street, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And we just put them there. But then we also started building some good programs. We built the new homeless shelter, and we also did a drop-in sort of center where people could do their laundry and like kind of come in to have conversations about where your next steps were. That all got out of control during COVID. And it was what people don't understand, and I was there, I watched it. I was dealing with a lot of different organizations and people that were involved in it. So all those tents showed up on a Thursday.
So this was
it was a coordinated effort, and I have pictures. They were handed out by certain groups. I won't name the groups now, but handed out, and it was a maroon and gray Coleman tent. I have a picture of it right in front of the firehouse, the fire headquarters.
Right there,
40 tents showed up because it was about housing first for those organizations, and then that just grew till it was out of control. But when we had them all down in Atkins Street, had the affected people down there, we started to set up some programming. So if you're shooting poison in your veins for 5 or 10 years, you're unable to my opinion, you're unable to make decisions on your own.
Absolutely.
You're a harm to yourself.
100%.
But also, if you're engaged in that type of behavior, you're going to have warrants and all kinds of other court-involved nonsense, right? So one of the reasons why people don't want to talk to people is because of the court involved. They think if I talk to you, you're going to get me arrested. I'm going to the can right away, right? So we had set up a satellite courthouse down there with the help of the DA. And then we were also talking to Sheriff Tompkins, about he had a standalone 5-story facility.
I remember that.
We were putting it all in place. We were putting it all in place. So now, hot sauce. We bring you in. You've got 20 warrants, and we bring you in and say, okay, we want to make sure you're okay. We have a program right over here that we'll call it a Section 35 for lack of a better term. But you're in agreement. You want to go there because getting off the street, you won't have to look over your shoulder all the time. You can take a shower. You'll have socks. You'll have clean everything. You'll have a pillow to put your head on. And here's the program right here. But we'll bring you into the satellite courthouse, which is right here outside your tent. We'll help you clear up all your warrants and everything so you don't have to worry about that. But there's a carrot there. we're going to help you. You're going to go into this program. After 60 days, you'll be able to say, you know what, I feel good, I want to go. And you can go if you want. But we're also going to be there to say, you know what, if you stay another 60 days, you'll get closer to reuniting with your family.
Yeah.
We'll get closer to where you're going to be housed. You'll be closer to what you can possibly do for work. Those sorts of things need to happen, but they're not going to happen. We're down there. The program now is, okay, let's give them socks, let's give them more needles, let's make sure they're fed. Like, that ain't working.
I'm
That ain't working.
100% with you right now, and I don't want to sound like that.
Like you're conservative?
But yeah. But I tell him all the time, urban conservative, that, you know, like, I do identify mostly with moderate conservatism. You know, like, this is where I am. So I'm not all the way there. I'm not all the way here. But when it comes to mass and cast, I think from all the people we have heard from, that has been the most solid, sensible plan that I remember talking about it here, and we all like unanimously agreed that's a great plan. What are we not doing it for? And
political will.
Yeah, and
political will
and coddling of situations that don't need to be coddled anymore.
Let me finish another thing that I did before I left. So the business community down there, the Newmarket Business Association, they would come to me consistently and say, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I had set up, and it was 100% my baby, my ideas, my plans. I said, we need to do a bid. Now, a bid is a way to get, for a business district to get city-type services without the city bureaucracy. Oh. You draw a line around the area and you assess a tax on the businesses. You need sign-off. They need to be in agreement. So with that assessment, we ended up getting something like $2 or $2.5 million a year to be able to do those services. It was the bid that cleared the tents. It's the bid that's in there cleaning up after that. It's the bid that are engaging in people, and I'm gonna keep my comments. See, when you're
I was waiting for it. I was holding on.
There's a whole lot of people taking credit for stuff that they weren't part of, and you know. Like, because I thought about it, and that bid also. So when the people that are formally on the street, they start to get a little bit healthy. The bid is also there to catch them and say, okay, do you want to wear one of these gold vests, and you can be part of that solution. So the people that are in the vests down there, they're all formally homeless or in tents. And again, I don't like calling it homeless problem, because it's not it's a drugging camp. You know, it's not, you know, they're homeless because they're not living in a house. But a lot of those people, when we were coming out of COVID, we had previous administration had built a lot of affordable units that were for workforce housing. And that housing first model, they decided to say, okay, this guy's in a tent. He's naked, running around on meth. Let's give him a room. It was like Oprah. You get a room. You get a room. You get an apartment, right? But it was like the worst behaved people in our society when, like, I'm dealing with people every day, men and women that I grew up with, and they're still couch hopping or like 50 years old with roommates and stuff. And we gave a lot of housing away to that group down there. And if the party's still going on and you still go down there, oh, geez, I'm going to go down to that corner
get a little something.
Because I know I can get whatever I need. I can get high. Because a drug addict's job, they have one job, is to get high. And that's it. And you're going to do whatever you need to. And I speak from experience. I've lost family members. My family is a family of recovery. Some find it better than others. My father gave us the gift of sobriety. He had 5 or 6 kids. My mother, you want to talk strong woman, she was a strong woman. You know, she probably I wasn't there for the conversation, but I'm sure it went something like, listen, I'm going to take your head off unless you get sober. We've got 6 kids. They had another 7 after that. And because he gave us that sobriety, we were able to actually have a life. Most of my brothers and sisters own their own homes. My mother was housing insecure when she was a kid. She was born in Montreal. Her father was illiterate. She had a 5th grade education. She knew housing was the stability, was a stabilizing force in a family. And without it, you would be screwed. My oldest brother was blind. She needed stability for him. And she instilled that in us, talked to us constantly about buy a house, buy a house. Don't give someone else your money. So, sobriety is a thing that's important to me, to my family.
Yeah.
Like I lost a brother when I was 25, heroin overdose. He overdosed in my parents' bathroom, and I watched my mother, you used the word coddle or enable him for years.
Yeah.
She was tough, but he was her boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the hard part, because I'm pretty sure that you have experience with this, so I hear the passion in your voice for that. And I do remember covering stories from when you were a city councilor, and like the controversy and the drama surrounding it. But I'm hearing you right now, and I'm like, again, this is probably the most put together plan that I've heard that could actually work, because everybody in the comment section, everybody's talking about the problem. What's the actual solution? What do people have as a strategy and as a path to figure this out? And nobody really has a figure it out, and I feel like there's a lot of enabling, a lot of coddling, and we probably just kind of have to toughen up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately,
And it's not everybody listening. We're on air with Frank Baker, who is running for a city councilor at large. There was someone asking. Thank you in the comments.
And it's yes, it's a plan, but it's all right in my head and in my heart. I know what to do down there, but you have to have the political will, and you have to make the you have to make the decisions. It's again, we're back to putting people into political boxes. There's some political boxes that want to coddle, and we're taking people's rights away. Well, what about the people in the South End that constantly wake up to someone defecating on their front porch, or people having sex in their back alley? I mean, it's not fair to them. You have to. There's a balance there. We have to take care of that community that's being affected, that lives there, and then the community that's living on the street. If we allow people to stay on the street, if we allow that to go on, that's the lowest quality of life of anybody in the country.
I'm gonna put a pin in it right there, because I think that in itself. Frank, what else do you want people to know now that you are making your return back into politics? You are good. You have a plan. You know what you're talking about. You have that experience. What do you want people to know going into the polls tomorrow?
Well, I want people to know my passion around the city of Boston. This is where democracy started. And I think if we get our politics correct in Boston, just like if it's crazy here and it starts to leak, everybody plays else and gets crazy, they're looking at Boston to see what happens here. Let's show them that we're adults, that we're mature, that we know how to talk to each other, that we can get involved in positive things. Let's stop with the name calling, conservative, progressive. You know what I'm saying? Let's run the city of Boston as the way we want it to run. Everybody talks about, Menino ran the city. Take care of little things. Life is foundational, like you're building a house. If you don't have a proper foundation, it's going to crumble. We need to take care of the little things first, and then that gives us exactly. Let's take care of the small things and push it up.
Clean up your own backyard first.
Sweep your side of the sidewalk. Your side of the sidewalk. That was my reflection yesterday. Make sure your side of the sidewalk is cleaned up. And I care about the city. I'm an independent voice. I don't make any campaign promises, but I will promise I'll return your call and I'll work hard.
I like it.
We haven't really spoken too much about the immigration situation. What do you think about that?
Well, immigration, I think somewhat short-sighted, saying we're not going to work with the feds. I think in Boston we have the smartest police in the country. I think if the feds are all working for a Yahoo, right? So they're going to come in here like cowboys with their whips. Oh yeah, let's get this and that. When you throw that rope over everybody, it takes everybody.
Yeah.
I think we should be saying, okay, tell us the people you want. Go talk to this person right here. They know where they are here. Here's your people. All right, now let's come up with a plan. To just say, we're not going to work with you. And what's happening? We're getting funding taken away on all different little pots, because it's a political football. The
Yeah.
two people that are fighting here, they're both using it for their own political gain. Who's being hurt? Our communities
Our community.
and all the, we're losing money here. And the reality is, we know who our people are. And in Boston, I think we do it the best. So let's tell the yahoos, okay, if you want to come in here, stop here, let's have a conversation about it, and this is the way we want you to go into our communities. We don't want you going in the schools. We don't want you going in the churches. We don't want you just rounding people up. Tell us who you want. We'll help you get them. I hope that answered your question.
It answered mine.
I mean, yeah.
I hate when people come in here talking that talk, like saying the things. So,
well, you can't fight the feds.
Yeah,
that's the man right there. You cannot fight them. And if he's holding the purse strings, if you go back, not to go back too far, but if you go back to Nixon, right? Nixon lost one state in his election bid. He lost Massachusetts. He closed the Quincy shipyard. We lost tens and thousands of jobs, and the South Shore is just starting to recover from that now. You don't do it.
Yeah.
You don't do it. You don't have to like people or love people, but you get into politics and you have to work with people.
Yeah. You talk a lot of sense. So, and this
There's
is the
nothing
first
common about it.
Yeah,
Love that. That's my quote of the day.
Yeah, I love it. Frank, this is the first time that I've been able to kind of sit down and hear you other than what the media portrays and stuff like that. And I honestly wish you the best of luck.
They portray me as a crazy person,
They
like
do.
like my head's on fire or something.
I mean,
like
I
that.
think that you can tell. They do that to me too.
Well, you are hot sauce, right?
Exactly. When you're passionate about something and you advocate and you activate around things, then to a lot of people you look like a crazy person or you look like you're out there or whatever. And sometimes it's just like, I want the best for my people. And that's literally what it is. And it sounds like that is where you're leading and where you're heading. So what number are you on the ballot?
Oh, you ready for this?
Yes.
Number 1.
Oh!
So I'm right up the top.
Right at the top. Frank Baker, number 1 at the top. You are making your return. And I know that your people are probably excited about this.
Yeah.
And you probably got a lot more people excited today. So I really do thank you for your time and stopping by here. Because you didn't have to, but you did.
Yeah.
And we'll finish your tour. Where do we find you? Where do we go to get more information? How do we support you, donate, whatever?
So Baker for Boston is the website. Info at Baker for Boston. You can go on there, and that's the email. Info at bakerforboston.com. 617-269-3000 is my phone number at the campaign headquarters. I'm at 860 Dorchester Ave, and I'm the blue and yellow signs.
All right, blue and yellow signs.
If you know anybody that has my cell phone number, and I would bet in Boston you know a bunch of people that have my cell phone number, ask them for it and you can text me. I'll have a coffee with whoever wants to have a coffee with me.
Love it.
Tea, Mr. Baker, tea.
Tea, whatever, you just say coffee, whatever it is. I'm trying not to drink, so it's not, it was a beer or a whiskey, but whiskey makes me frisky, you know.
Me too.
Oh, I got a million of them. You want to hang around for a while?
Sit back, Frank. We'll talk after. Spark FM Online, Saucy and Friends in the morning. This was Frank Baker, number 1 on this Boston City Councilor at Large ballot on tomorrow, 7 a.m., 8 p.m. closing. You guys have a full, 13 hours to get outside and cast your vote. It doesn't matter. We just want to see the poll. At this point, I want to see poll numbers higher than 12%.
Absolutely.
That's where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
Whatever y'all got to do, whoever you like, go out there and just circle a bubble, please. With that said, we're going to take another quick commercial break and do some local news, and then we'll be talking to Ruth Z. Luigi.
Yes.
Spark FM Online. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Your number 1 local radio.
The Spark of New England. Spark FM.
Bringing the heat back to the airwaves.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find hope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Often I hear people talking about how high their electricity bills are. Massachusetts has programs that everyday homeowners pay for, but never look into. Have you ever considered why some homes have panels and others don't? If you have Eversource, National Grid, or Unitil for electricity, you are paying for your neighbors to get panels at no cost. The charges are on the bill. Why not get someone to pay for yours? This program also helps with re-roofing, tree cutting, and electrical upgrades. If you're tired of short-term solutions for a long-term problem, connect with Bakari to find out if your home meets the requirements to upgrade at no cost out of pocket. Save the planet, future-proof your family for power outages, and save tens of thousands of dollars on an otherwise lifelong bill. Mention Spark when you call or text SPARK to 617-833-8940 to get 2 months off your power bill covered if your home gets selected.
Don't let biased algorithms or degree screens or exclusive professional networks or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Boston's new home for urban Caribbean music. Spark FM. Spark FM. Playing all your favorite hits from reggae. Spark FM.
If you no mess with the way you are gonna see a million. We got the Congo long just like the Amazon.
Spark FM.
I do the life you know easy. No say we are for winning. Walk with the camera like Jesus.
Soca. Hip hop.
Yeah, we on and we going crazy.
R&B.
You could do damage. You could do damage.
Afrobeats and much more. Spark FM. Spark FM.
I'm gonna flex no. I'm in a bad mind. Wanna run things every time. I'm gonna flex no can't vex. But anyway, I'll put you on again. I'm in a stop no money and lenses. The hand close and make a next dances. In a stop no money woman never fails. No stop the big and make a next gal. It's like giant food party on the one name and conference them and me name it as the young part. Now about them, them no know about your dance. You don't know follow them keep no one bag of man. But don't pay them no mind the time and them gone. Can't knock your money, them can't do you no harm. Them can't wait the past them for a bad one. Touch them down, you see you in a transform. Them a call up the name, chat you me down. Anytime you see them, you pick up and now about you no stop. No money girl them say. The hand close and make a next dance. You no stop, no money woman never flex. No stop it, you no make a next dance. But make 6 you want vex, but 6 you want bounce. Them can't have your money, so make them go and ghost. Them no really time to see how you keep your head up. You're in your nice job, and them on the days road. So they can't be iron for time and show up your winning. Jump around and beat to stop me, cause no money can them straight. They can't do something that they can't say.
You're listening to Spark FM online.
Monday, my furious baby. You acting mysterious lately. I look in a mirror, make you go shy away. Hope I can see. I know be Superman. I know go save your life. I can mistake myself, but I try to make it past the hollow. Make a day after sun fall down. I need to stay on my own and you know it. I leave blessing you to seek the fire. Blessing you and me, my love. I want your love. I want your love. Say she wanna do a boy like me. I never nothing but the Almighty. Just a little jeans and a pure whitey. She never dream forever be nobody wifey. She Well, I mean, a pretty but your heart is on me. Yeah, you like a villain cause she caught in a way. Tonight I am walking away. 9 to 5 mine and I grind, yeah. Tonight I might fall in love, depending on how you hold me. I'm glad that I'm calming down. Can't let no one come control me. Keep dancing and call it love. She fights it by falling slowly. If ever you are in doubt, remember what mama told me. Brown skin girl, that skin just like pearls. Your back against the world. I never judge you for anybody else. The brown skin girl, that skin just like pearls. The best thing in the world. I never judge you for anybody else.
Always like a trophy when Naomi's walking. She need an Oscar for that pretty dark skin. Pretty like Lupita when the camera's closing. Trip broke the levee when my killer's rolling. I think tonight she might braid her break. Melanin too dark to throw her shade. She owns her business and winds her ways. Roll like 20 for a peg. Okay.
Tonight I might fall in love, depending on how you hold me. I'm glad that I'm calming down. Can't let no one come control me. Keep dancing and call it love. She fighting by falling slowly. If ever you are in doubt, remember what mama told me. Brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls. Your back against the world. I never tried you for anybody else. The brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls. The best thing about the world. I never tried you for anybody else.
Have you looked in the mirror lately? Wish you could trade eyes with me. There's complexities in complexion, but your skin is glow like diamonds. Dig me like the earth, you be giving birth to everything alive, baby, know your worth. I love everything about you, from your nappy curls to every single part about your natural. Same skin that was broken, be the same skin taking over. Most things are the focus view, but when you're in the room, they know it's you. Cause you're beautiful. Yeah, you're beautiful. Women gon' fall in love with you and all of your glory. Your skin is not only dark, it's shining, it tells your story.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Tris.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are getting through these interviews because tomorrow is September 9th. It is the preliminary elections that you get to send your favorites into the next round of elections coming up in November. We have Ruth C. Louis-Jean coming up very, very soon. But in the meantime, we wanted to get into some local news to find out what's going on. Miss Tony, what you got?
Well, two big stories that hit Boston over the weekend. The Massachusetts Attorney General approves a ballot petition to end the $1.6 billion adult use cannabis market. You're trying to what?
They're trying to
re-legalize. Read it good to me so I could hear good.
So the State Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell certified an initiative petition that aims to wipe out licensed adult use cultivation and dispensary operations. Yeah.
The hell?
No state citizenry has backtracked on cannabis legalization after a licensed and regulated program was implemented. Prohibitionists are hoping to offer Massachusetts voters the opportunity. Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell certified two versions of a 2026 ballot initiative petition on September 3rd that intends to repeal state laws governing the Commonwealth.
Who did it? Andrea Campbell,
the Attorney General. Commonwealth's commercial adult use cannabis marketplace, including licensed cultivation and dispensary operations.
Confused.
Tell me what? I'm literally, I'm exactly that. I don't even know what you're reading right now because for what?
In other words, the petition would undo the cannabis legalization measure that Massachusetts voters passed with a 54% majority in the 2016 election by halting an industry that has produced more than $8.3 billion in retail revenue, nearly $900 million in excise tax revenue, and nearly $540 million in sales tax revenue since dispensary sales launched in December of 2018, according to the state's Cannabis Control Commission.
Does it say for what?
They don't say. I don't think it says why. It's a very long article. Furthermore, Massachusetts licensed cannabis market supports 27,000 some jobs, according to industry hiring platform.
That's crazy.
The petition, called "Any Act to Restore a Sensible Marijuana Policy." That's the name of the petition.
But what would be the sensible marijuana policy? Locking people up for weed? Because what?
Yeah.
If we're not locking people up for weed, why can't we sell it? And what's the difference between weed and alcohol?
I don't know. They need 74,574 signatures of registered voters. They'll need to submit to the Secretary of the Commonwealth by December 3rd to work toward qualifying for the ballot.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, once those signatures are verified, the Massachusetts 2026 legislature reserves the right to consider the proposal. If lawmakers don't act on it by May 6th of 2026, the proponents will need to gather another 12,429 signatures by July 1st to qualify for their proposed law for the November 2026 election, according to Campbell's office.
I had to AI this. Campbell, it says, asks, why is Andrea Campbell trying to repeal legal marijuana? Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Campbell is not attempting to repeal legal marijuana. The misconception stems from her office's role in certifying ballot petitions for the 2026 election, which included measures aimed at repealing the commercial cannabis market. Here's a breakdown of the facts. Campbell certified a ballot measure. She did not sponsor it. The petition, titled "An Act to Restore a Sensible Marijuana Policy," was filed by a prohibitionist group led by Carolyn Cunningham, not by Campbell's office. Campbell's duty as Attorney General is to review and certify that a petition meets constitutional requirements before it can move forward. Her certification was a procedural step, not an endorsement. After reviewing the proposed ballot question, Campbell's office announced that it had met the necessary constitutional standards to proceed. This allows the petitioners to begin collecting the tens of thousands of signatures required to get the measure on the 2026 ballot. The actual measure would eliminate recreational dispensaries. The petition aims to overturn the 2016 voter-approved law that created the commercial adult-use cannabis market. It would not allow simple possession of up to 1 ounce of cannabis, but it would eliminate retail sales and home cultivation. And last but not least, Campbell has a record of supporting equity in cannabis industry. In contrast to the goals of the repeal petition, Campbell and Governor Maura Healey have jointly appointed members to the Cannabis Social Equity Advisory Board to ensure communities disproportionately affected by drug laws can participate in the cannabis economy. Campbell has also spoken out about how the racial disparities of past drug enforcements were damaging to communities, which is okay. You see how I hate it, right? You see how the media literally gave everybody like rage bait. Rage bait, because we were off with her head immediately.
And it's not even her. So what did she do? She
just said,
try to do it.
You know, like when you want to go do a protest, you still have to get a permit to do a protest. So she's like, okay, you've met all the things of the protest. You can have your little stupid ass protest. So now basically, okay, fine. You want this on the ballot. You've met all the burdens that you have to meet. Here's your little stupid ass protest. You know, so
now they got to get their numbers.
Yeah, because I was about to march to her office.
Well, I did.
Hello. What is you doing?
Well, they're not getting all them signatures.
They're not getting all those signatures. They passed the first time by 54%. At this point,
they want to get rid of all those jobs. Oh man!
Because people that are
27,000 jobs.
People that are like those people. This is like the anti-vax people almost. Like you don't have to get the vaccine if you don't want to. Put your sign down. You don't have to smoke the weed. You don't have to go to dispensary. But for those who want to, why are you why are you in their business?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You'd rather them buying off the street, somebody get arrested? Probably yes. This is crazy. With that said, what else do we have? Okay, I'm glad that we cleared that up because I was upset.
And then just in the interest of politics, on Friday, we know that Tanya Fernandez Anderson, who was the representative for District 7, was sentenced on Friday. Tanya Fernandez Anderson sentenced to 1 month in prison for kickback scandal. And there's a video here with her speaking out.
1 month. She made away.
Yeah, because they wanted a year and a day.
A year and a day. Yep,
And she got 1 month in prison.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I am very, very glad because you know what? I don't think that she should serve jail time at all. Number one, and that's probably an unpopular opinion. I think that there should be a threshold of what you go to jail for. It be under $10,000 because then you just need to pay that back. Just pay it back and $7,000 restitution. That's all you need. Other than that, I don't. That's
3 years probation. Even though that is a lot, 3 years is unnecessary. But hey,
yeah.
Former City Councilor Tanya Fernandez Anderson was sentenced to 1 month in federal prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a $13,000 in restitution on Friday after pleading guilty to corruption charges in May.
Oh, well,
you have the video. It's the video. The video is of her speaking out right after her sentencing.
Which one is it?
It says video.
The one that says video of her right there. I see it there.
Yeah.
As Tristan pulled that up. There was some. I did see some clips of her talking and people, she just wants to be left alone, and unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen because
to you guys, I actually don't like being in the media. It's just too much. And so, can you please? I'm asking you for the love of God, stop talking about me. Just let the story go. It happened. I took responsibility. I actually don't like talking to you guys.
All right, that's good.
All right. It's always interesting. It's always interesting.
They said here today's sentence holds Anderson accountable for flagrantly embracing a culture of fraud and deceit and brazenly pocketing taxpayer money inside a city hall bathroom to feather her nest. Said Ted E. Dock, special agent in charge of the Federal Bureau of Investigation Boston Division. Tanya Fernandez Anderson was elected to serve her constituents, but instead she deliberately used her elected position as a Boston City Councilor to serve herself, said attorney Leah B. Foley. She's the United States attorney. From Boston City Hall to the Massachusetts State House to local and state public officials, this office will continue to aggressively root out and expose public corruption. Massachusetts taxpayers deserve an honest government and accountability.
Wow.
Diane was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison.
Yeah, and then Chuck Turner served a couple of years too.
Yeah, Chuck Turner. This is the smallest. This is the smallest sentence.
This is definitely
the shortest sentence that I. Chuck Turner.
Mm-hmm.
I
forgot.
How long did Chuck Turner serve Boston? Let me see. He served he got how much?
3 years.
3 years, yeah. Like this is,
3 years.
That's why it was so interesting that she only got a month for this because everybody else was in the jail.
And I think Chuck Turner was like $3,000 or something stupid.
$3,000?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It wasn't no
significant amount.
Really?
Wow. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So this, this is on par. You got to pay for the bad behavior, I guess, or however things got.
I guess something happened.
Yeah, something. She got a month, and I think
accepted $1,000 in cash.
What?
No,
$1,000 cash from Wilburn and Turner's district office to exchange for pushing for a liquor license for Roxbury nightclub Deja Vu. Turner was arrested and charged with attempted extortion.
I don't remember that.
Oh, but it was extortion. Maybe it was me either. It never even made it. I'd be damned if I go to jail for something that didn't even make it. But anyways, a month. Let's get into our very last interview. Hold on with us for another half an hour or so, 20 minutes, so that we can talk to Ruth Z. Louis Jen. You have heard her many, many, many times before. She is the city council president, the first Haitian woman elected to the city. I know. She's going on from We were like, that's a good song choice there.
Or Rich Homie Quan.
Yes. Welcome, Rootsy. How are you?
Listen, I am. Oh, it's not. Okay. I was like, did I even sleep last night? That's how I feel. Am I awake? That's how I feel. Am I awake?
So tell us what it's like. What it's like campaigning and being in office, still having to meet your obligation,
and all the city council president,
and then also now fighting for your life out here to get reelected and make sure. I mean, we heard you doing pretty good, but you
take nothing for granted. You're giving me goosebumps just thinking about it all. It's funny because I'm on my way here. Obviously, I forgot about the come up, even though I've been here. Went to the other location, but I forgot about the come up. As I was like, well, okay, I got an extra 15 minutes in the car, and so like what I did in that 15 minutes as a resident, someone who lives near me who's been having an issue with ISD, so I had to call ISD to try to get the cleared up for her, and then now they're gonna call her. So yeah, I mean, we got to do the work as you're doing the work, right? And work. That's why I don't know. I was at Forest Hills at 7:30 in the morning. Talking to commuters, reminding them that tomorrow is election day. Yeah. So many people do not know that tomorrow is election day, y'all.
It is. It is frightening to me. It is very frightening to me because I think it was Saeed that said that we have about 75,000 registered voters, and we don't see nearly that when it comes to voting time. Our voting percentage is just very, very low. Tell us what it's like being city councilor and president of the city council.
Yeah, the days are very, very busy and they're very long, especially if you are doing this work trying to, like, when I talk about Jeezy song Put On for my city, it literally is like, how am I putting on for the entire city? How am I putting on for people who haven't had access to government, for communities that are in harm's way? It's saying like, yes, no, I need to be talking to voters this morning, which is why I can't be on CNN talking about what the occupant in the White House is trying to do. I have to sometimes say no to certain things. I like that. Because the work is there's already a lot on the plate, but to God be the glory. Like, to me, this work is a calling, and I think everyone who is praying for me. I was just telling my chief of staff, Emily, like, I have 3 sisters, my parents, and like 11 cousins. And I'm so grateful for them because they tap in during election season on top of my staff. I have the election is tomorrow. I have to lead the city council meeting on Wednesday. The work doesn't stop. And so I thank God for giving me the strength and the courage to be able to do this in this moment. What he has called me to do. You've got energy.
Watching you tired. This is your second term?
Yeah, so I'm running for a third term.
So you're running for a third term. What have you experienced? Like, what is it like, city counseling the city of Boston as one of its top leaders?
I would say, especially for me, like, I am someone who is like, why I do this, why I always show up everywhere. Like,
you do. A quick pause. Ruth C shows up everywhere. You invite her and she's there. It could be 3 minutes. She's going to stop in, say hi, and she's going to go to her next 14 events right after that. So I do have to make sure that is very much noted.
And not only but you said counseling the city, but she's counseling the city and counseling the city council.
Yes. So what's it, what have you been dealing with?
I've been thinking about like the why, and like, why do I do that? Why do I in a day show up to 15 different places, like, when I could opt to, like, maybe go to 5 and sleep.
Be a little exclusive.
I want number one, I'm an extrovert. I get my energy from community, so that's what makes it easy for me. Is that I love people. I love being out in community. And if you've ever met my dad, 76-year-old man, I'm his blueprint. He is always like a little chihuahua, like literally always jumping everywhere. But also, like, for real, as a black woman who grew up here, Mattapan, Hyde Park, and who understands the failures of our city and our country when it comes to black folks, when it comes to immigrants, when it comes to any marginalized community, I want to be the opposite of what people have experienced from government. And I want to show up, and I want to be present, and I want government to be something that people can touch, they can feel, and they can really impact their lives. Last night I was knocking on doors in right on the Hyde Park Mattapan border. right around the corner from my house, and this woman was like, I remember you from 2 years ago. She pulled out a sign and she pulled out and she was like, I called your office a bunch of times and we were never able to resolve the issue. And my heart just sunk and it dropped, because here's a woman who probably has never
one woman at that,
right?
Yeah,
no elected officials probably ever knocked on her door. She's never probably had access, and here I come. And she's saying, oh, you weren't able to solve this issue. Come to find out, it was a very complicated immigration issue. Oh, wow. And I checked the receipts. We have texts going back and forth about it. We had emails. But as sad as it made me that I wasn't able to solve the issue, it's also like me stepping out of bounds, because it was an immigration issue that's a federal issue. Yeah. And, shout out to my team, because this morning they already gave her a call and they already talked to her and like, okay, how can we try to make this better? And so I'm always, every day waking up thinking about how do I do a little bit better than the day before. Yeah. And that probably makes me restless, and sometimes I gotta, oftentimes we can be our own biggest critics. We can be our own, but you don't take a moment to pause and be like, man, I did that. Yeah. I solved this problem. I helped this person get housing, right? Within my first 4 months in office, we got a chronically homeless man who was homeless for 5 years. Wow. We got him permanent housing.
Wow. Your first 4 months.
In my first 4 months in office. My first thing that I did as an elected official was getting trash cans on Warren Street.
Thank you.
Right.
Right. That's money. Like if I was to ever run, that would be trash can, more trash receptacles so we can stop the trash on the streets. Right. I walk my dog. It takes me at least 4 or 5 blocks to find a trash can to dump his poop. And that's really it's those little issues that make a difference. You got trash cans on Warren Street. Thank you. Because then we complain about how dirty the city is and whatever. And these are small issues that can be fixed quickly. We're just talking to Frank Baker about the trickling up effect. Start with the little stuff that make people happy. Right. One of the things on here that I haven't seen on too many other people's websites and stuff is protecting voting rights and expanding civic engagement. Not a lot of city councilors have that as a priority at all. Why is that one of yours?
For everything that I stated, right? Like, we have a political system that is unfortunately geared to be responsive to people who participate. And people are like, and I met somebody this morning and I got his information. He don't even live in Boston, but I'm still mail him a voter registration form. He's 27 years old, beautiful young black kid. And he's like, I've never voted. And I'm like, why? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, listen, I'm not ever gonna lie to anybody and tell you that voting is gonna solve all of your problems. It ain't. But is it an important part of the solution? Absolutely. Yeah. You tell me you don't care about voting, but your landlord does, your bank does, all the people who have power around you, they do.
I gotta clip that one. What time was that? Because I think like this is one of the things that I preach to people, even on the most like an organizational level. Dealing with just your own community and stuff like that. Voting is a part of all of our lives, whether we want to get involved with the politics or I ain't into that politics thing. You can't literally live without getting involved with the politics thing. Right. Your street lights are political. Your speed bumps are political. Talk
about it.
Everything is political. The organizations that run your favorite events is political. So if you're not getting involved even on the most basic level of just your very own organization, then you are setting yourself up for failure.
And you can't
listen, I gotta clip that one. I gotta clip that.
So yeah, civic engagement. We have a very low voter turnout in
Too
general.
many black folk, black women. I think about Dorothy Height. We think about Rosa Parks. We think about all the women who have come before, black women, black folk, all sorts of people who fought for us.
And died.
And there's a reason. Yeah. There's a reason they fought so hard for us to not be able to not vote. Yeah. Right? There's something, has to be something there if they are working overtime on voter ID laws, if they are working overtime to gerrymander. And we'd be like, oh, we in blue Massachusetts, we all good. No, you're not. You're not actually. And so that is what a lot of people believe.
But actually,
Me too,
to that point, they need to be involved in politics in general, because they don't understand. They don't know what's going on. So they're naive and ignorant to what's going on. Therefore, they don't vote and they don't care.
Right.
How do you make let me go back to campaign stuff because immigrants, big issue. ICE is in town. They are circling around. As city council president, you are literally like next in line if anything ever happens, God forbid, or just vacation, sickness, whatever, for mayor, because that's how the organization chart works. ICE is here. We have a huge population of immigrants, especially Haitian immigrants.
Yep.
You are a very big advocate for the Haitian community here. What is the plan around this? We know that Boston in general is fighting against the machine, but they're still going to come. And I feel like with that, it often comes with, collateral damage and different things. When you fight for something, collateral damage happens. How do we protect our immigrant community?
Yeah. So we in Boston, as you know, we have the Trust Act, which says that our police officers are not involved in the work of civil immigration enforcement, meaning we are not going to help ICE deport someone based on a civil detainer. If it's a criminal matter involving kidnapping, drug trafficking, we're talking about something different. But we're talking about people who are, going to and from work, and you're trying to deport them because all of a sudden, but also let's be 100 though. President Trump talks about how he's going to come in and his number one priority is going to be criminals. He's going after everyday people who are part of our society, who work across the street, who are part of our community, tax-paying residents, who were legal citizens, that he has stripped their legal status from them, whether we're talking about temporary protected status, whether we're talking about the humanitarian program. So he has turned people from legal immigrants to immigrants with no status. That is what he's doing, not going after the criminals. We are, look, I'm not saying that we don't have problems in the city, that we don't have issues of violence, especially in certain communities that are really struggling. But when you zoom out, we are one of the safest big cities. Why are you trying to mess with us? We have our heads down, trying to worry about our business, taking care of our people. And they are the antagonists. So I'm proud of the work that we've done on the council to invest in community-based organizations, helping them build out legal support for when people are kidnapped and snatched off the street, that they have legal recourse and they have someone to turn to. My office has been actively involved
and just
in deportation
another
matters.
quick pin, you are a lawyer too, so this is not something that you're just speaking about. I'm pretty sure that you've done your research and found out what is legal and what is not legal, and a lot of this is just not.
And I'm not, so the Trump administration is suing the city of Boston right now because of the Trust Act. Let's go.
I see. This is the type of fight I like. We can do it. We talking about legal laws here, so let's do it legally and see how you make out. What would probably
but if you'll allow me, and this is why voting is so important. And also, in my life before as a lawyer, I did a lot of civil rights work. I did a lot of voting rights work. So that's where a lot of this democracy stuff comes from. But this is why, and I want everybody to vote in every single election.
Super voter status, people.
I want you to vote in municipal elections, and I will always tell you that we're gonna have the lowest voter turnout tomorrow, but I want it to be the highest.
Me too.
But I do want people to also vote in the presidential elections. I want people to vote in the state elections. Okay, we're in a lawsuit with the Trump administration, and I think we have the stronger legal footing. The law is on our side. Okay, as a lawyer, as an elected official, the law is on our side. But you know what may happen? It's gonna get up, even if the judge at the federal level rules in the right way, even if the judge at the appellate level rules in the right way, saying Boston is its status as a city with the Trust Act is legal and abides by the Constitution, we have to be worried about the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court that has a Republican appointed majority, where we have 6 justices who are in the bag with the president. And so why is that the case? Because we had a President Trump at one point, and we had other presidents who were nominating conservative justices who do not care about our most vulnerable residents, who do not care about the little folks. They care about corporations, and they care about maintaining the status quo. So when we talk about voting, if you care about reproductive rights, if you care about your neighbors who may be immigrants, who may be snatched off the street, we are in danger. Our house, the house of democracy, is on fire, y'all.
100%.
And it is on fire because people are not tuning and tapping in to vote. And I will say this, money has way too much of an impact on our politics. I wish that all campaigns were publicly funded.
Grassroots.
Yes, because the reason why we are in such a firestorm right now in our political system is because of the role of money in our politics. Because people have been able to buy elections.
Absolutely.
And so the only way we can counter that is with the people. It is the only way. No one is coming to save us. It has to be people stepping up, voting, protesting, writing op-eds, doing their part to save our country, to save our democracy, and to save our brothers and sisters who are getting kidnapped off the street.
It's true. Like, we hear your passion, you know, like on not just on a local level, but it is literally a trickle up effect. If we're not making the changes here on our very local, very basic level, we cannot expect to be able to make change at the top, and that's why we are discouraged. That's why because we're only going top down, and we're thinking that if it doesn't work because I went out and I voted for this person and they didn't get elected, I'm never voting again. It doesn't make any sense. Start here, where you have the voter turnout so low that your actual number makes a difference.
Your number counts.
You could be the one vote that helps someone get over. And we always talk about Julia Mejia. She won by one vote. One person.
Could you think about if people just gave up? Roe v. Wade for 5 decades, the Supreme Court law that gave basically women the ability to make decisions about their own body. Conservatives, evangelicals for a very long time were upset with that decision, and they stuck at it for 5 decades to try to get that law overturned, and they were successful. Could you imagine if we kept that energy? Right. You vote one time and all of a sudden your person doesn't win and you show back and like, oh, I can't. Could you imagine if we kept that 5 decades energy?
But you know, we're so far away from what this campaign is all about.
I know.
No, but
you got me. It's not even about me. It's not about my reelection.
But that's what it is. It's not about you. You're not necessarily. Would you consider yourself a politician?
I mean, I'm not gonna be one of those people like, oh, I'm not a politician, whatever. I don't. But I'm in the political world, and as much as I don't love the political world, I know that there are things that I want. And whether it's 5 decades, like the people who fought against Roe v. Wade, I'm gonna stick to it so that my people can get what we need to do the work of justice, to bend it toward the moral arc of the universe towards justice. So my name is on the ballot tomorrow. It's going to be on it November 4th again. I believe I'm number 7 on the ballot. Ruth C. Louisejean is the name, okay? Ruth C. Louisejean.
Only one name.
Yes, only one. And so, yes, I'm a politician. But in my spirit and my soul, like, how do I operate? Do I operate as a politician? I'm a person. Who cares deeply about my city, about my neighborhood, about people, about reducing the stress in people's everyday lives, about putting on for every neighborhood that has been silenced and that has been shut out, and understanding that sometimes our political system moves slowly and that we don't always get what we want the next day, but continuing in the fight. So.
Personal question. What do you do to lower your stress, and what do you do for
I'm amped up right now. I don't know. I was not expecting to get so like.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah,
that's how I like it.
I love concerts. So I was so happy to see Beyonce this summer. I saw Bad Bunny this summer.
Bad Bunny.
I'm a big concert head.
Good.
Big music head. I saw y'all had Allison Hines up in here. Grew up on her Destra, soca music. And I love hanging out with my girlfriends. Some of whom are listening right now. Shout out to Chantal. Shout out to Justine.
Hey, girlfriend.
Carolina. We love going out to restaurants. All we do is send each other on IG, like, we gonna try this restaurant next week, and we just go to the same old restaurant. So, and I have a lot of family here, so like hang out with them, going to the park. You know,
being around the people.
Being around people.
And around your people.
Do you get to do that? Do you get to just prioritize, this is my time for me? Because you are everywhere all the time doing all the things.
Not as much as I probably should. Not as much as I'd like. I think Friday was a good example, though. I think Friday. I got some me time in, spent some time with my nieces and nephews, my parents. So yeah, I get it. Do I probably need to do more of it? Yes. And I see my chief of staff in the corner shaking their head.
Emily be out all the time too.
All the time.
Be like, "We going out again?"
All right. Don't let the little white Kansan fool you. She's basically Haitian at this point. Emily is Haitian.
She is Haitian.
But yeah, I mean, this has been a busy season, right? Of like being president of the council, an election year, a federal government that's been attacking us. And so it's been busy. And so, but yeah, I do probably need to do a better job of resting. Shout out to my church, Morning Star. They always talk about the importance of rest and resting for your spirit. I do. And I start my morning every morning with a devotional.
Good.
And this morning was talking about how to silence your inner critic.
Send that to me.
I will. And talking about how like that inner critic is not the voice of God.
I need that.
Yeah. I'll text it to you.
Yeah, that's my struggle.
You are number 5 on the ballot, Ruthie.
Oh, there you go.
Number 5.
I am number 5 on the ballot, y'all. Ruth Z. Louisiana, okay? Ruth Z. Louisiana, number 5 on the ballot.
How do people find? 2 questions. What's the one thing you want people to know about you going into just these preliminaries?
Yes.
Into these preliminaries. I have a good feeling that we'll see you again in November, or closer to them. But what do you want people to know going into the polls tomorrow? And then where can we find all your information?
Yeah, I think an important thing to know is that I am accessible to help solve problems, to help. Yeah, I consider myself a problem solver at the end of the day. So you're like, what is my favorite label? And that is it, being that of a problem solver, being an advocate. And so I hope people know that, whether it's the millions of dollars of investments in affordable housing that we've been able to get, ideas about improving our schools. I'm a BPS kid through and through, the best of the best, and some of the schools that have been struggling.
I want to stop you right there just because there's a question that just came in. Question for Ruth Z. Do you support the Boston Public Charter Schools?
So I support charter schools. A lot of the people that I love, nieces and nephews, are in charter schools. So I think, we have charter schools that exist, and I support them, and I show up, whether it be the Brook Charter School, Neighborhood House Charter. I'm a Boston Public School kid myself, and I support our public schools, and I support strengthening our public schools. One of the ideas that I propose is a Boston School Building Authority that does the work of building new schools. We have schools like my elementary school looks the same as it did when I went there. The Taylor in Mattapan. That is now under a process of merging with the PA Shaw. We have to do that work of merging and consolidating, and sadly, sometimes closing schools, but for long-term good, long-term good of building schools. And so I hope people know that I'm accessible, that I'm here to solve problems, just me and my entire team. That I care deeply. I bring my whole self to this job as a lawyer, as an advocate for housing, as an advocate for our Black businesses. Next year, we're going to have a record number of big events in the city of Boston. And I filed a hearing order to make sure that our Black and brown businesses, our small businesses, are able to get contracts and are able to be successful next year. So I hope people know that we are working every day for every neighborhood, and especially for our Black and brown communities. And I want people, they could also hit me up on the gram. DMs are open. Roots for Boston. You can find me on Blue Sky, Rootsy for Boston, on Facebook, Rootsy, I think just my name, Rootsy Louisiana. And know that every day I'm trying to do a little bit better for our city, for myself, and for all of us.
Because she put on for her
Love
city. Rootsy, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for always supporting, always just showing up. It very much goes noticed. We notice it. We feel the love. We feel the support. So thank you so much.
And thank you for all you do and you put on. No, for real. Like, you are seen too in the way that you show up.
Thank you.
Whether it's Haitian Flag Day, whether it's Kitty's Carnival.
Yes.
For all things Caribbean, all things Black, all things Boston.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that said, people, that's the show for today. We are going to catch a nice needed break because it's been high energy all day. And then tomorrow, again, all day, we're going to be very annoying with the voting situation.
Yes.
Go outside. I don't care if you have to take some time out. Go get it on your lunch. The polls don't be full anyway, so you can go in there, get it done about 3 minutes. So, don't worry about all of the hoopla. Just go in there and cast the ballot.
Yes, it doesn't take long to vote, and you get 2 hours.
You do.
can have a nice lunch.
Yes. Tell me, like, I was out voting. It was busy.
You're going to wait for your latte or that donut from Dunkin' Donuts longer.
Then you go to this Dunkin' Donuts over here.
Can we do some?
Can we city council that?
I'm gonna work on it.
Something that's got to work. We talking about the little things first. See?
Trash cans, rodent reduction. We doing it. We out here.
Yes.
With that said, people, we are going to slide on over to the side. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. I'm going to vote after the show because I got to make sure that y'all vote first. I'd like to be close it out so I can be the last vote.
I'm going to take my son to the bus stop and then walk to the polling place.
See, that's convenient. Polling places are convenient. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. We'll be speaking to Julia Mejia and a bunch of other people who will be calling in throughout the day and just giving their final hoorah. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. This is Saucy and Friends, Monday through Friday. We'll see you later. Bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony,